Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for joining my session, Securing DevOps, Where to Start and What to Measure. My name is Stefania Chaplin, aka DevOps. You can find me on my different channels at the bottom. I'm also a solutions architect at GitLab. So my agenda, I always keep it a little bit vague. I'm going to introduce myself, talk a little bit about what we're here to talk about, DevSecOps, common pain points, who our audience is, a little bit about organizational culture, how we can secure DevOps, shifting left, what to measure, why we're here, a summary, and you can also find me for the Q&A in Slack. So, who am I? I used to be a developer. Python, Java, REST APIs. I was one of those cool people that when you give a JSON to and you're looking for a specific value, I can give you the command with all of the square and squiggly brackets to get you what you need. Then I moved into the wonderful world of security, focusing on DevSecOps, application security, software composition analysis, and cloud security as well. And now I work at GitLab, DevOps platform or end-to-end DevOps. Outside of work, I'm really into surfing. I'm also very much into yoga, whole vegan lifestyle, and I really like tropical plants. You can't see them, they're just over there, but I have about 30 plants taking over my dining room table. I've got one here as well. So enough about me. What are we here to talk about? So, DevSecOps. We have our developers. They are usually involved in creating features. So the coding, doing builds and running tests, unit tests, integration, etc. Then we have security. And one of the common myths is that DevSecOps is putting security in the middle. So for example, once we've done our unit tests, maybe we might do some static code analysis. Okay, we ticked the security box and now we hand it over to ops. It doesn't quite work like that. DevSecOps is about having security embedded at every stage, and you want to shift left as far as possible. We also have ops. They're responsible for release, deployment, having it in production, and also monitoring. I always say, like in my humble opinion, incident response is one of the most important teams, because unfortunately, on a personal or on a professional level, you are probably all going to get hacked one day. So it's about how quickly can you notice, how quickly can you recover. Mean time to remediation, it's a very important metric I'll be talking about later. So I'm going to talk a bit about security. So OWASP, it's a very famous open web application security. I always forget what the P is, but anyway, they do a top 10 vulnerabilities, and they update it every few years. So recently, with the latest update at the end of last year, there was a new category, which I personally am very excited about: insecure design. So this is very much the shift left mindset. To quote Deming, you can't inspect quality into a product. You have to build quality throughout. And when you look at some of the other OWASP top 10, for example, number 10, server-side request forgery, SSRF. That's a very specific vulnerability. It has a type, SSRF. It has a CWE, that's the type associated with it. So it's one-to-one mapping. Insecure design has over 40 CWEs, and it's the first time we're really seeing this shift left approach into our vulnerabilities. So some of the common pain points that we can uncover. Security is the bad guy, which we don't really want to be. We are all on the same team. We're just trying to stop us being hacked. Vulnerabilities, known and unknown, make it to production. Yes, you may have a huge list of red flashing errors from your static application security testing. But for example, are you doing software composition analysis? Do you know what's in your open source? Are you doing secret detection? Are you doing dynamic application security testing? There's a lot of different types of security testing. And if you're not thorough, then unknown vulnerabilities could be making it into production, which is not where you want to be, because you end up with delays, fails, or worse. No one wants to be on the front page. What we're seeing a few years ago, it was all about, stealing data, stealing customer databases. And yes, that's bad. But what we're seeing in kind of the last, since 2021 is a massive increase in ransomware. And for example, you see what happened with the Irish Health Service. So going after, the ethics, I'd say, have dropped. It's no longer your credit card, it's health. In the UK, they even went after one of my favorite childhood snacks. So if anyone has ever tried hula hoops or McCoy's, KP Snacks got hacked a few months ago. So I really, it almost feels, no one is safe. It's really getting personal. So we really need to start securing our DevOps pipeline. Who are we talking about? I'm going to introduce you to my silos. So we have developers. And developers, we like our new and shiny, and we are, we're interested, we're prioritized on features in terms of, okay, this is our application, this is what we need to get done in this sprint. But where does security come into all this? Because security isn't often a priority within said sprint. And also you're finding, the numbers. So you've got usually 100 developers to 1 security to 10 operationals. So what you find is security is spread very, very